this week's episode of Chasing the Whimsy. I'm your host, Ben. It's a regular show, no car cast this week. Liam had a surprise practice today.
Pop practice?
It was a pop practice where he's like, I got to do it. So I'm like, you do what you got to do, man. He's got to defend his second place state championship. So he's going hard this year.
Yeah, whatever he's doing is working.
It is. So we're going to go ahead and we have a sitting guest with us today. Almost like you guys know her from year one. 8 episodes. 8 episodes last year.
Episodes.
We have Megan with us today. Hello.
Hi.
This is your first episode of year 2.
Year 2.
Do you think you could beat your 8 count?
I mean, I easily could, but will I? Who knows?
We got Halloween. We got TuesCon.
Oh, I'm definitely going to be in Halloween TuesCon, so that's already and this one and those 2. That's 3.
Christmas is 4.
Halfway there, honestly.
And then when Liam comes back, we got a birthday episode. We were at 5.
Yeah.
It writes itself.
Honestly.
You have almost more episodes than I had solo Sad Dad episodes.
Oh. Maybe I'll take like the sad energy this time.
So we're not going to do birthday episode. You just recently had a birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
But I know Liam wanted to be here. And then you have a twin. So we're going to try to get her on here too.
Mystery twin.
Yeah. Be here. Say hi. Sophie, you want to say hi? She's
over there.
Sophia, you want to come over here and podcast real quick? She's playing. I made slime. So today going to be just a nice, fun callback to Ming Chen's episode 1 of year 2. Episode, what was it, 62? 62, because Cheese was 60. Liam's quiz for year 1 was 61. Ming Chen, 62. So we introduced 2 bits. You helped come up with one of them, actually, when we did the pitch meeting episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we actually kept, because I had the Gauntlet questions, and you said, yes, it was a good idea and it was a good bit. So we're going to run you through a small gauntlet, and then I stole Jay Sarge's idea for like story time capsules. So I think, yeah, that's what we're going to go ahead and do today, because I want to build this time capsule a little bit and get a bunch of stories in there. And then, yeah. And then the gauntlet's going to be a little bit easy today. We're running through some questions. But I'll talk about the questions in a minute. But before you get into your story, how have you been since year 1?
Since year 1, good. You know, same old, working at my job and doing stuff. A little bit of a mishap with my car. Needed a whole new engine, so kind of tanked our ideas for going on vacation.
Oh no!
Otherwise, it's all good.
All right, but you got your car back.
Yes, my car is back with a new engine. 1 year newer. That makes it a 98, folks.
What were your feelings about just like scrapping it and just get a new car?
So we were actually looking online, like Craigslist and stuff, and every car had like 200,000 miles. It was like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, and it was like $3,000 to put in a new engine. It just made financial sense.
All
I
right.
didn't have $8,000, and I didn't want to take out a loan, so.
Would you have been okay if you found another car that was within your price range? Like, how does it make you feel thinking of breaking in a new car?
Literally, my heart would be broken.
That's what I was trying to get at.
The Subaru is like my identity, and if you trash it, you're gonna trash my identity.
Because I remember talking to you like 2 weeks ago when you had the rental.
Yeah.
And there's like a little bit of you felt dead inside, where you're like, I don't want to be in that stupid car.
Yeah, this brand new 23 Honda CRV, this piece of absolute trash.
Right?
Bring back my 97 Outback, guys. And honestly, the moment I sat in it, I was like, this is so right. This is perfect.
That was so fun. I love it. All right. So I don't have a name yet for the time capsule, like Whimsy time capsule, but also want to give like a little nod to like J Sarge time capsule. So it's like the JSW time capsule.
JSW.
The J Sarge Whimsy time capsule is what we're gonna go with for right now.
J Whims.
J Whims. The J Whims.
You're on with J Whims in the morning.
Now don't real quick. You don't follow you listen to some of the episodes.
Yeah.
Right? And then you pick up some of the extra shows that we've been doing, like the Z's and everything else. I don't know if you're aware, but I legit tried to do a late night radio show.
A late night radio show.
Yes, in which I was going to play some music, and I totally bombed it. And to top it off, I totally forgot to put the music volume on the live stream. So for 25 minutes, I am just jamming out, and nobody can hear anything.
Just dead air. Just chilling on screen.
5 minutes at a time, I'm like, hey guys, this one's amazing. Click. And then for 5 minutes, they're like,
unintentional comedy. They're just like, is he doing this on purpose?
I sent it to J Sarge.
Performance art?
Oh man. But yeah, J Whims in the morning. All right, I like it. Oh, all right. So you had a couple of minutes to think about it. And like, I think this is gonna be good because I think a lot of people are gonna try to overthink their JW story.
Yeah.
And they're like, it has to be profound and groundbreaking. No, it just needs to just something that you would like to just donate to our time capsule.
Just a story you want to tell.
Yeah. So I will leave it to you. You can go ahead.
Oh, ready, set, go, sort of
ready,
thing?
set, go. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna set the stage a little bit. I went to college in our state.
Okay.
Our state college. In a place that is at times cold.
Okay.
North College.
Okay.
So we were probably in, I would say, freshman year, and a lot of like college movies set like kids up for crazy parties and stuff like that. Almost every weeknight was us playing some stupid board game or like Cards Against Humanity. That's really how you like would meet people. Someone would invite you over, and then it'd be other people you didn't know. You just be hanging out and stuff like that. So we went to one with like me, my friend from another dorm, in her dorm with her RA and another RA and their friends. And so we were playing Cards Against Humanity, which is a very funny game, especially in college, because you're just like learning about edgy humor for real.
Right.
You're no longer in high school. Nobody's gonna like yell at you for talking about adult topics or saying adult language.
Now, are we drinking during this time?
We actually were not. That's the thing too, is like you think you're gonna be having crazy ragers every night, and literally we're just playing some card game.
Okay.
Sometimes even just like gin rummy.
Yeah. All right.
Literally. But anyways, we were having a really good time, and it was one of those times where you're thinking, wow, college really is fun in ways I didn't expect and everything like that. And I remember we were in between like rounds of playing Cards Against Humanity, because eventually you like run out of cards. Like, oh, should we play another game, or what should we do? And one of the girls got a phone call, and she kind of just went over to like a corner of the room, and she was taking this phone call. And it's like none of us were paying attention to what was going on until it seemed like she was actually starting to get upset. And then one of her friends went over to her, and it was then that me and my friend and our other friend realized that she was like crying, and she starts sobbing. And so the RAs, obviously like the law, are just like swarming her and like, what's wrong? And they know this girl. We don't. Me, my best friend, and our friend from another dorm are just like outsiders in this group. And it had turned out that the call was that her mom just passed away. And we later found out that she actually had cancer. But she just got a call, like in the middle of us playing Cards Against Humanity, that her mom passed away. And she's obviously like literally like crying, sobbing. Her friends are trying to console her. They all know her. We don't know her, but we're like trapped in this room. because what do we do? Just like, okay, sorry your mom died, peace out.
Right.
So the door was open. So we kind of went out onto the balcony, like where you can get to the stairs.
Right.
And we were like, made some excuse about getting something to eat. We were like, oh yeah, we're just going to get something to eat. And they were just kind of waved us off because obviously we're outsiders in the situation. But at the same time, like while we're not involved and we're not like emotionally attached to this girl, I feel like for like the three of us, it was like that moment in like Peter Pan where Wendy kind of reminds the Lost Boys that they have moms who love them. Because like when you're in college, you're just kind of trying out your independence and you're all with these other 18-year-olds and you're all chilling and being independent and like reminding yourself that there's like this whole world around you and your family still exists and things could still happen to you while you're feeling infinite and like you're gonna live and be young forever. It was like crashing down around us. So we did not go get food. But it was also midwinter, so I was wearing shorts because I only expected to be going from one dorm to another. Right. But my friend had her car keys, and she's like, let's just go. So we get in her car, and I grabbed this blanket she kept in the back of her car, but very inadequate for the fact that it was like 30 degrees out, and I'm wearing shorts and like sandals. And we drove out to Mormon Lake, and the three of us just laid down. It's absolutely pitch black. Pitch black. There's no street lights out there. There's 1,000 stars, and we just kind of laid back and thought about nothing and everything, and just felt like so miserable. And I know that the next day we were back to being infinite.
Right.
Nothing was happening, but it just felt like one of those moments where you're just tethered to the ground, but also like reeling that something could happen to somebody's mom.
Right.
And like my mom had recently gone through cancer, so I knew what she felt, and I knew like I feared every day when I was in high school that like something was going to happen to my mom. And,
like you were going to get the phone call.
Right, I was going to get that phone call, but I was past that, and I was just like, life is good, bro. And then to go back to that was like obviously a little bit selfishly like, oh my God, I don't want to think about this again. But anything could happen. Your parents could get hit by a bus tomorrow, you know?
Right.
And I don't know, it's just a really beautiful thought of just sitting out and being absolutely freezing by Mormon Lake and listening to the water and just sitting out there and just letting yourself experience grief and surprise and understanding like what life really is, which is when you get older, like our age, right? It's one thing after another, right? Somebody dies all the time.
Right. Like we're of an age where like,
and it takes turns on whether they're close to you or they're not.
Right.
You know, second cousin. Oh no, I remember her. She was so nice. Or it's your own grandma or whatever it is. But that was like the first time I really thought about that in a while. And I don't know. I think about that day a lot. It was just so cold, and it was so like the stars were so bright, but contrasting against what we had just learned, it was crazy, and it just sticks with me forever.
All right. Well, I enjoyed that story. That was a good one. Because like you were saying, like you go to, because you didn't go to, you went out of city.
Right.
So you don't even talk to mom regularly.
Correct. And we never saw our parents. And my best friend was from out of state, so she never ever saw her parents until like summer. And the other friend, I'm sure, saw his parents all the time. But like, it was just a weird dynamic and a weird way to like stick the three of us together. And I felt like it made us closer. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it was just so alien because just thinking about something like that happening all of a sudden in the middle of college and in the middle of a card game was crazy.
Right, because like you said, everything's limitless at that point. You're like, the world is yours, and then you're like, oh my gosh, it's not like
everything's starting right now, and it's like, no, something just ended right now.
Oh yes. It's like when someone dies and then like someone has a baby, like within like that moment of like there's potential here, but then something ended here, and then it's kind of like I don't know, there's too many emotions.
And you of course you're going, I don't need mom and dad.
Right?
I'm in college, bro. I'm on my own. And then you find out somebody lost her mom, and you're like, what would I ever do without my mom?
Right. Did you call your mom? Like shortly thereafter?
No, because it was very late at night when we came back.
Next day?
Yeah. And I was just like, I don't know what to say. I didn't tell her anything about it because I'm like, what was how random? Be like, hey, mom, you know somebody else's mom died, bro?
Right. But just one
Remember
of those.
how you didn't die? Can you not do that, please? Ever?
All right. That's a cool day. And that was what, 15 years ago-ish?
So long ago, it's hard to imagine because I guess I was like a freshman in college, 2009 to 2010.
Oh shit, that was 15 years ago.
No, okay, so this would actually have been in 2010 to 2011 because I wasn't living in that dorm until my next year, my sophomore year. So that would have been 2010. So 14 years ago.
How often do you think of that story like now? Like before today? When was the last time you thought about it?
Kind of all the time because it's one of those things that sticks out about college is like those random nights that you have. It's always at night.
Yeah.
No matter what, if it's like a drinking story or if it's like something like this, it always happens like at night.
Or anytime you're cold, you're like, I remember when I was cold. Boom.
Like I'm cold in the car, and I remember because I was freezing, and I didn't want to say anything to my friends because this is like one of those turn of the moments, and you can't just go, oh, can I go back and get a jacket?
Yeah, you can't break the feels.
Right. We just walked straight to the parking lot and into the car, and I remember that she had that blanket, and she had a Jeep with no top, so the wind was like hitting us, which make it even colder, but also even more epic. I don't know. Hi, babe.
You want to tell a story?
Yeah.
Tell a story. You're on the podcast. Say hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
Sophia.
And how do you spell Sophia?
Sopha.
Awesome. What's your favorite animal?
Cheetah.
Oh, cheetahs. Why?
Cheetah?
Because they move fast.
You're really fast.
Ooh.
That makes sense.
What are you watching on TV?
Number block.
And what is number blocks?
Because numbers on top of the head.
That's true.
And what does that number mean?
2.
Yes, that one is 2.
So if it has a 3 on its head, what does the number block look like? How many blocks does he have? 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so smart, my love.
Do you like podcasting? Are you going to be a podcaster when you grow up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Daddy.
What?
I'm on that side of the camera.
Yes, it's mirrored. Or yes, mirrored. Does that freak you out?
Mm-mm. 1, 2. 1, 2.
1, 2.
No, 1, 2, 3.
Can you count to 10 real quick?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
What comes after 10?
11,
There you go.
12,
Yeah. Keep going.
13, 14, 16, 17, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16.
Who's your best friend?
You mean at my school?
Whoever.
In your whole life.
In your whole life.
My mom, me, and my
Your mom
auntie.
and your auntie. Oh, that's so sweet, my love.
Sophie, can you and I be best friends?
Yeah.
Oh, you say that now when the mics are off. She's like, nope. I'd be best friends with my mom only.
Boing.
Boing?
You wanna ask your auntie a question?
You gonna ask me a question, bud?
You pointing
it's a
at
no?
Kitschy? All right.
A kitchen, no.
It's a kitchen gnome.
Yeah, he's got lots of stuff for cooking, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. What else is going on? Yeah. You want to go sit with mommy?
You wanna go sit with best friend?
Ugh. Thank you for hanging out. All right. The Gauntlet. Some questions for you. This will be a little bit softballishy, but I did.
Rude.
I know. Well,
It's a dry run.
a little bit, yeah. Because I'm still trying to figure out what that number, that level 7 question is. Because it's not like, what's your most embarrassing moment? Like, that's too lame.
Yeah.
And I don't want to repeat the one I used with Ming. But it's something along those levels of like, where you'll answer, but you're kind of like, I guess, and it's kind of like, but I don't know. We'll see. I'd also pulled a couple of these questions from. I listened to this new podcast. What is it? Diary of a Cool Kid, and his show. He has a mailbag bit at the end, and people ask him questions, and he tries to answer some of the questions. So I pulled a couple of these questions from his show, which I think would be interesting to hear other people's. I think he'd also be
perspective. Yeah.
All right.
Because no two people are going to answer something
Right.
the same way.
All right. So I like this one because you answered it once, and it was my favorite answer in the world.
Oh no! What if I can't replicate it?
I don't know. Maybe you can. What is a worthless superpower that you can have?
A worthless superpower you can have?
Yes.
Oh my god! What did I say?
I think it was the most genius thing in the world.
Now you have to tell me what I said.
It was about the remote control.
The remote control.
Like, you always know where the remote is.
You always know where the remote is.
I just think that would be amazing because you always lose the remote and you're like, I know where it is.
Yeah,
And
but you'd be useful in one situation, but you wouldn't be useful in like a Thanos fight.
Right. Like
they're not going to put you in the X-Men for finding the remote.
Unless they were like, we need to put the Infinity Stones on the remote.
Is the Infinity Gauntlet kind of like a remote?
Right.
You like trick the superpower. Find the gauntlet, Megan. Think of it as a remote.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll do this one as number 1. You're deserted on an island, and you don't have to worry about food or shelter. What are 3 things that you bring?
3 things that I bring, and presumably these are not things to like.
Not for survival.
Escaping the island.
Nope. You're fine and safe. You have food. You have shelter.
But it's not like a speedboat, so I can get the fuck out of there.
No, you're not.
Just like to enjoy the island.
Yeah.
To enjoy the island.
Before you get saved, what 3 things do you bring with you?
So we can't charge anything because it's an island. So any kind of electronics would be stupid. I think I'd bring like a full set of encyclopedias, because then I can remind myself about the actual world and everything in it. And then maybe like a chess set, because I could use it to make up like different games.
Okay.
And then maybe like some sort of tool, like a multi-tool,
Like a Leatherman.
like some kind of tool where I can like chop wood and stuff to make stuff. Because honestly, yeah, I have one similar to that.
Yeah. Okay. A
I've
multi-tool.
seen ones where like they have like an axe and it has tools in the
Okay.
handle. So I think like the axe would be helpful, so I can make like a hut or
All right.
something.
So you're going to be learning some stuff. You're going to
Yeah,
make up some stuff, and then
read some stuff.
yeah. All right.
I'll recreate all of society on my island
Okay.
via the encyclopedias.
I like that. The cool kid, he went with more electronic stuff.
What? How are you gonna? What do you got? A solar panel?
I don't think he went that far. I think he was just like, I can have 3 things I want to switch.
Because like, yeah, if I want the whole Audible catalog or something, yeah, I would do that. But
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, maybe we have to go back and when we redo it and be like, all right, you picked your 3 items. The battery's dead. Now what do? You can get 3 more items. All right. You're driving alone and a song comes on the radio. What song do you turn up to 11?
Complicated by Avril Lavigne. I scream sing to that so often that I will get to work and I won't say hi to people because my voice is hoarse. I'm not kidding.
How often do you hear it?
All the time. And it always comes on when I'm like right about to get to work. And I'm just literally like, this is not singing. This is like shrieking this song. And literally my voice will start hurting. My like, throat will start hurting.
And you answered that quick.
I knew immediately which one it would be.
What is it about that song that you like?
I think everyone who was a teenage girl once knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, so I need to re-listen to it through the ears of a 13-year-old.
Yeah,
right.
you drive so hard with that song.
All right, okay, all right. This one was another Diary of a Cool Kid. Would you rather be an unknown superhero or a famous supervillain, and what would your powers be?
Tempting to be a villain. I'd say like unknown superhero, because there's at least be some kind of like satisfaction on doing good and being sneaky about it, I guess. Because I guess are you unknown because people can't see you, or what? Like, or you just suck,
or you're like just like the hidden, like you're just saving like women from alleys, and they're like, I don't know who that was, but they saved me.
Yeah, but that's great because then you're it's like the time capsule project. You're living on in those people's memories forever. You know, it doesn't matter if they know who you are or not. You just save them.
So what superpower do you have as this unknown superhero?
See, that's the hard one because you'll find that almost no superheroes have just one power because, like, let's say you have super strength.
Right.
You still get shot, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. But if you're invulnerable, but you're not strong, then they're just kicking you on the ground. You're not hurt, but you're subdued.
You just let them keep kicking you until they get tired.
Imagine somebody comes to jump in and save you, and they get their ass handed to them. And you're just on the, sorry. Just run while they're distracted, I guess. So I guess like probably some kind of like long distance superpower, like laser vision or something. Just take their head off in one little lop.
All right, and then boom.
Yeah.
Out.
No questions asked. No trial or jury. She just had a bee on her. I was just trying to. Whoops.
And then they pull surveillance. Say you don't know where you're at because you're blocks away.
Yeah, I'm unknown.
You're an unknown. All right, fourth question. If you can live in any book universe, but weren't the main character, what universe would you want to live in?
Ooh, book universe. But I'm not the main character. Okay, first of all, who wants to be the main character? So much work. So much tragedy around you.
Right, but if you go like Lord of the Rings, like, dude, you're like...
He's some random fat hobbit enjoying his life and smoking weed and eating food.
Hanging out in the shower, not realizing that
it sounds
the end of the world is happening.
Sounds great, except for the scouring of the shower, which Sauron's men took over the shower, which was in the book but not the movies. But that's a separate cause. But otherwise, they were just happy and doing nothing. Yeah, probably that. Just chilling in the Shire. I mean, like, or you're Harry Potter and you're just one of those wizards who's just out there waving their wand and doing their chores with wand waving, and you're not even involved in this like wizard war thing. You just because vibing, dude. Why do wizards even have problems?
I don't know.
You got like instant childcare.
Like how many kids went to that school? A bunch, and then like.
Had to be everybody in England, right?
Right.
Because you don't hear about other wizarding schools in England. You hear about like Germany and France and Bulgaria and all that stuff, but not in England. Yeah, what were some of those? You just want to be the guy just reading a book, Mrs. Weasley always stressed, but like she can do this and the whole house is clean. Like just one wand swoop and you're done. You're like, that's Harry's issue over there. I don't want no part of that. Literally, let him deal with Voldemort. If you could make a color, what color would it be and what would you name it? If I could make a color? Yeah. Like if you were going to design a color, what side of the hue would it be on? And what would you call it? So is this like our visible color spectrum? Because, they talk about like mantis shrimp being able to see more colors than we can. Are those the kung fu shrimp? Yeah, with the.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they can see everything. Like they can see more colors than we can. So I don't know. It would obviously have to be like some kind of like green because green is my favorite color.
Okay, now are we talking like darker green, bluer green, teal?
I think like a light green, like like leaf green, like when sun goes through a leaf.
Okay.
Something close to that, like where green and yellow kind of meet.
All right. And what do we name this color?
Rello. Straight to the point.
Oh man, that's so cool. That's like the kidest answer I could have heard. You're like, let's look at Liam or like what was Kelly? Liam, we did an early episode with Liam and we wanted to name it something, and he was like, oh, with David. He was like, oh, what was the stupid bit called? It was like, I forget something. And I was like, Liam was in the car and he was like, let's just call it this. And I'm like, because it's this? He's like, yeah. I'm like,
there you go.
That's awesome.
Because everybody would know what I was talking about. If I made some fancy name, they'd be like, what's that? Like, Ben, what color is chartreuse?
I have no idea.
Exactly. It's Grello.
Grello. Green, yellow. Oh, that is so cool. I love that. All right, let's do movie came out. You're super excited. It's the one movie you're looking forward to. You take Kelly with you on like a random Tuesday afternoon. It's doing very well. The reviews are popping. There's not many people in the theater because you guys went in the afternoon. Guy in the theater backing off to the left a little bit, getting a little loud.
Okay. Story time part 2.
Okay.
We're in Seattle. Okay. We're watching a movie. I think it was The Lighthouse, the one with Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, and the black and white one.
Pattinson. Yeah. So we're watching this, and there's this guy, and he's clearly drunk, high, whatever it is, just yelling out at this. It's not like a yelling movie. It's like an artsy film. People are there to enjoy it and feel smart. He's yelling, and I'm furious because I've been looking forward to this film forever. We're seeing it in Seattle. I love Seattle. This is such a great experience. Kelly is like literally 8 months pregnant. She is so pregnant at that time. And she is like emotional and, anyways, but we're in like the fancy theater where like the seats go up. And
okay, the recliners and everything.
Just beautiful theater, 4K, whatever it is. And this guy is just being so fucking annoying, and everybody's getting annoyed, and they're all looking annoyed. And my thing is like, for me, I can never just sit. I can't just sit. I'm a bad person, and I can't just be like miffed. So I'm just like, just chill out. Kelly's pregnant. So I tell this guy, I'm like, hey, excuse me, do you mind being a little quieter? We're trying to enjoy the film. And he's like, you bit. And I'm like, and he's like, what did you say to me? He stands up and he throws his full drink at us, the whole thing. And he starts like moving towards us. And then like 2 guys on his sides who are not with him, like got up and were like, hey. And then like somebody ran and got the theater manager. And then like some other lady came up from like 2 rows back. And she was like, hey, you need to be respectful. But we're just sitting here like drenched. We're absolutely drenched in soda. And this guy like got scored out by like, but Kelly is bawling. She is inconsolably crying because like, she's pregnant. Yeah. She's like, she's got the protection thing. She gets scared when people are like, and I'm just like, do you want us to leave? And she's like, no. But yeah, that's what I would do. If somebody
rage and
I went up so
you were nice.
Nicely. I went up so nicely, and that's not my usual instinct. My usual instinct is to be Puerto Rican and New Jersey and loud and be like, hey dude, what the do you think you're doing?
So what do you do when she's like, okay, what do you do when you're by yourself now?
If I was by myself, I'd be like, shut the up, you idiot. Do you think that you're alone in this goddamn theater? Like I would be loud and be very over the top. Maybe I'm chilled out now. Maybe I'm more of like the because like Kelly did say something that actually really reached me after we were like walking home or walking back to the hotel. And she's like, you could have just gotten the theater manager. And it just never occurred to me to do that. It literally was not part of my options. And I was like, I could have just gotten the theater manager and they would have escorted this guy out. And I wouldn't have to be involved in. And I was like,
right.
It was mind blowing to me. So maybe now I'm like a little bit wiser, but I still feel like I would get mad.
I mean, that is sound advice, but at the same time, it's
but
like
it never occurred to me. Like it.
I don't think it occurs to most people to be like.
And it made so much sense. Like sometimes Kelly says stuff and it makes so much sense, and it just would never occur to me because I'm just a hothead.
Look at her smiling over there. She's just like patting herself on the back. She's got tennis elbow over there.
Like logic.
All right. This one will be the 7th. What do you secretly judge people for?
What do I secretly judge people for? I'm not like super into judging people. And okay, that's not true. I'm very into judging people, but I'm not into secretly judging people. So
I'll tell you what I'm judging you for.
The thing is anybody who works with me knows that I'm very outspoken, and like I will say that I don't need to speak quietly because anything I say I would say in front of somebody's face. You know, I don't need to be secretive because I'm open with my opinions. Right. So secretly judging people for, I don't know, maybe just like being mean to like customer service representatives because I have to judge my customers for that all the time.
Because they're a little bit more, I wouldn't say upscale, but they got a little bit more money.
They have a little bit more money, but it doesn't give them any more common sense. So
no, they got money. They're allowed to do whatever they want because they got money. I hate people like that.
And I am kind of like secretly, even though I hate it, like the check your privilege kind of person.
Yeah.
Because people will come in with their like $100,000 car and be like, oh, you only have this $45,000 car for me to borrow for an hour while my car's in the shop. Oh no. I can't ride around in this for an hour when my car's in the shop and it's not mine and I don't have to keep it.
I hate those people.
But I literally have to choke that down and be like, oh, I'm so sorry that we only have that for you. That's a rough hand you've been dealt today.
Poor you.
So yeah, I do have to be a little bit nicer to like customers, but.
Well, I think that you made it through the gauntlet. There were some pretty
soft gauntlet. It was
gauntlet.
It was like a flapping noodles coming at me, not like spinning blades.
Which then leaves, like, as we wrap up, anybody listening gives them like an incentive to be like, these gauntlet questions are kind of nice, but we would like to end it on a harder-ish one. Yeah. So they should submit some questions.
Yeah, I think the nose-picking one was a good gotcha one because it's not necessarily incriminating, but it's definitely revealing.
It is. So I'm going to try to get a couple of those similar. All right, bonus question. Now that you brought it up, like you wanted it.
Oh, no.
All right, so now you get the in the car and you pick your nose. What do you do with it? With your boogie?
Put it somewhere disposable.
Like where?
Like if you have like trash or like something in your girls are gonna be here with me. You have trash in your console somewhere,
right? Like a napkin or a
old tissues
wrapper.
Or like for me, the box that my air filter came in 3 air filters ago is still in my. Like I would put it there, so then like later I could just toss that out and be like, "Peace out, bro."
Okay.
You know.
It's a very safe answer.
Or forget about it and then be horrified if somebody ever discovers it.
Now, do you think... Now, the question is slightly flawed because there's no way to confirm. Like
right.
Because like mine's like, under the seat, like on the side. And you're like, how many people actually admit where they actually put it?
See, but I wouldn't want to put it anywhere where it's gonna like stay in my car when I could easily put it somewhere on something that's gonna leave my car for good.
Right.
Because then I know that like this old program from The Lion King is eventually going to go in the trash. So
like there it is.
it's fair
Mhm.
game.
All right.
Never touching the seats of your car again.
Or the chair that you're sitting in now. Just kidding. All right. Well, we got a bonus one, but yeah, the questions like that. I think something slightly revealing, nothing hateful,
But not
or
devastating, or did
Right.
you ever kill a man?
it's not going to get you canceled.
Yeah.
So
I'm canceling you.
you're right.
Burger seats.
I got to go clean my car out. Yeah. But all right. Well, that's all we got for you guys today. Thank you for hanging out for the 41 minutes. I appreciate it.
It was fun.
Uh,
Now we just got 9 more to go to talk.
let's do it.
Got it.
We can do this. Liam is wrestling again, so we might have a couple extra between now and the end of the season. And then I know you got your car fixed. What vacation do you guys have to cancel?
Oh, we were thinking of like driving to California
Oh, nice.
for a bit, but
All right.
it could still happen.
Car cast it. All right.
Carcasted. Can I get sponsored by Chasing the Whimsy?
Absolutely. Sign up to
For every subscriber, I get $5 gas money.
sign up for the Patreon so that way I can we can car cast with a road trip for the
I'll be using my ghost accounts. for
yeah.
this.
Let's do it. All right. Well, that's all I got for you guys. You guys have a good night.
Whimsy.